Now available for the first time in paperback. Why 70% of black women are single. Learn all the reasons why so many black women can't find a husband and why 70% of black women are single. Get your copy of Why 70% of Black Women Are Single on Amazon.com today. Recently, Megan Thee Stallion thanked U.S. Representative Maxine Waters for supporting her song WAP. And she stated that Maxine Waters' support of her song collaboration with Cardi B called WAP made her entire year. And when I heard this statement, it made me want to shake my head because I was deeply troubled to see an older black woman encouraging and enabling dysfunction in a younger black woman. Now, the old African proverb says, a race can rise no higher than the moral position of its women, and as the woman goes, so goes the race. And when I take a critical examination of Maxine Waters supporting and encouraging your Megan Thee Stallion's irresponsible, reckless, dysfunctional, and out of pocket behavior, it shows me the direction that the black race is going is rock bottom. Because for an older woman who should know better to say that you are supporting a woman for making a song called WAP, which brings a black woman down back to the Jezebel stereotype that white supremacists creates, shows me how dysfunctional your Maxine Waters is, because any older woman with a strong moral position would be trying to teach this 20-something-year-old woman that a woman is more than her WAP. A woman has value as related to the content of her character, and that what's between her legs is not what defines her. Because that song, WAP, that she made with Cardi B, all that song was about telling a woman that her only value was that nuclear waste reactor between the legs of a prostitute, and brings the black woman down to the level of a prostitute. Because in that satanic song, it tells women that there are whores in the house, and tells women that all they have to offer is that vagina. And that's coming from the dysfunctional viewpoint of your white feminist, and from the perspective of some single mothers who see their only value as offering what's between their legs. And your Megan Thee Stallion, she comes from a very dysfunctional whole life paradigm. She comes from the paradigm of the single mother. And as I was watching the interview between her and Maxine Waters, what I found to be really sad was that both of them were sitting there talking from the viewpoint of women who come from the single mother household. And as your Megan Thee Stallion sat there and talked, she talked about her mother, she talked about her aunt, she talked about her grandmother, but we did not hear her saying a single thing about a father, and we never heard her talking about any sort of male figures in her life. And that really showed me why she was able to sit here and be as audacious as Maxine Waters states to make a song like WAP, because she never had a father in her life to teach her how a man treats a woman and how to have a relationship with a woman. Because she grew up in a gynocentric, female-headed household with no male figures and no father, she thinks that WAP has value to a man, and she thinks that the only thing a woman has to offer is WAP, because your woman who comes from a single mother household, that's all she has to bring to the table with a man. Moreover, many of these women who come from single mother households, like your Megan Thee Stallion, usually they think that they are the leaders, and they think they can do anything that they want because they come from an environment where they were raised by females and they never learned how to work with men, nor did they know how to work with male authority figures. So your Megan Thee Stallion, she really does come from an extremely dysfunctional home environment. And what's really deeply troubling to me is that we have somebody who should know better in Representative Maxine Waters, who could have mentored this woman, praising her for being dysfunctional, and then using excuses like saying, oh, this is a decision to reject the age-old double standard regarding explicit content in rap music for men and women in the male-dominated society, and saying that WAP allowed women to take charge of what they want to say. I mean, this is just really, I think, in some ways hypocritical, because many in Congress back in the days of guys like 2 Live Crew wanted those guys taken out. But in this case, you have this woman praising this woman and praising her for promoting dysfunction in the black community and promoting it as some sort of empowerment. But when as a guy who grew up in the South Bronx, among guys who grew up from single mother households, I can tell you it was this mindset of this so-called strong woman is what led to so much dysfunction in neighborhoods like the one I grew up in. These boys and girls who grew up in these households grew up with this mindset of what's between a woman's legs has the highest value. This is what created generation after generation of single mothers, and created a whole group of 70% of black women who remain chronically single. Because your Megan Thee Stallion thinks that she's going to go out here and be this empowered woman because people like Maxine Waters are encouraging her, but they're sending her down a road to destruction, where she's thinking, oh, I'm going to go out here, be this big time star, then I'm going to go get this education and have this career to be this strong, independent black woman. But she's being sent down a road to a life paradigm of failure, something I went in depth in my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and your Megan Thee Stallion is following that paradigm to the letter. And she's sitting here promoting this whole debaucherous lifestyle as something positive. But as somebody, again, who grew up in the South Bronx and saw women follow this paradigm, I've seen every woman who has followed this paradigm that Megan Thee Stallion wind up going nowhere. And what's, again, really troubling is here we have an older woman who knows better, but instead of looking to give that woman sage advice, she encourages her and enables her to go on in her dysfunction and further go on to further tarnish the image of the American black woman. Because when your Megan Thee Stallion and your Cardi B went out here and did the song WAP, all they did was go out here and further mainstream the image of the black woman as a black Jezebel, an image that was legitimized and mainstreamed by your Halle Berry far back as 2001 in Lee Daniels' Monsters Ball. And now we have a further legitimization and mainstreaming of this black Jezebel image as a social norm. And what's further, even more disturbing, is we have a congresswoman further putting a federal stamp on this as the official standard image of the black woman. And what's sad is many black girls are going out here thinking that Megan Thee Stallion, because she's popular out here, thinking that this is a role model to follow. But what they don't understand is this is a she-demon who is taking black girls' souls to hell. And she's taking them to hell because she's got them thinking that this is what is an ideal for a black woman is, and that this is what a black woman should be. And this is not the type of black woman any black man wants to deal with, and this is not the type of black woman any black man wants to take home for a wife. Because a man does not just want a woman for her WAP. He does not see just value in a woman for a WAP. No, he sees a woman as a complete person. And when he's out here looking for a wife, he is looking for a woman who will be a partner and a helpmeet that will work with him to do God's work in God's order. And your Megan Thee Stallion doesn't want to be a part of God's order. No, she wants to go out here and be the strong, independent black woman. But the strong, independent black woman is an agent of Satan, and she's one who just again thinks she's going to go on her own road, but that path is the wide road that takes people's souls straight to hell. And I could feel the satanic vibes in that song, WAP. And when I listen to this, Maxine Waters encouraging this woman, what she's doing is sadly promoting the ideas that, oh, you can go out here and do it on your own, get your education. But this type of mindset, again, has destroyed an entire generation of, I'd say 2 generations of black girls, and has led to the complete collapse of the black family. And when I look into this black, talking about she's encouraging this woman, talking about this song is so good, there was nothing good about that song, because that song basically brought a woman down to what was between her legs. And again, I thought that your feminists wanted to see a woman as more than what was between her legs. I thought they wanted us to see what's between a woman's ears. But it seems like, again, these racists, they only want you to see the black woman as nothing more than her, from the waist down. And they don't want you to see the black woman as a person. And what's sad is many black women will follow down this road, not understanding that they're being taken down a bad road. And again, when I think about, again, your Maxine Waters encouraging your Megan Thee Stallion, that just, again, shows how they just, this Maxine Waters is a part of white supremacy and has been bought and paid for by white supremacy, because only those who support white supremacy would promote a woman like Megan Thee Stallion, who promotes an image that promotes the most negative aspects of black womanhood and degrade the black female image, and then say, oh, you're doing something audacious and you're doing something that's empowering. But when I look at my community, which is filled with these types of women like Megan Thee Stallion, who come from these single mother households and were raised by women, most of those women, they have their educations and they have their so-called success like your Megan Thee Stallion, but these women are spiritually lost, and many of them wind up miserable because they made so many spiritual compromises that they are of no earthly good to the Most High, and they are of no earthly good to any man out here. And these types of females, again, they think that their WAP has some sort of value, but a man wants more than a WAP from a woman. A man wants a helpmeet and a support. And these so-called empowered women, they are powerless as related to the Most High, because they are not looking to be servants of the Most High. They look to go out here and do their own thing, but they don't understand they are of their father, the devil. And what's sad is we have an older woman going out here encouraging another younger woman to follow down the path of Satan. And we don't have this where the woman is giving guidance to the younger woman, like when I wrote in my book The Thetas, where the Edna Flowers character is trying to teach the Colleen Anderson character against these whole narratives of feminism and so-called female empowerment, because they wind up destroying your life. And she was trying to teach her positively, but we don't see that, sadly, with this Maxine Waters and Megan Thee Stallion. No, we see one old blind woman leading a younger blind woman, and both of them are further taking the image of black womanhood further into a ditch. Now, if you want to pick up a book featuring a positive image of black womanhood, you can pick up my novel, The Thetas, on Amazon.com. That book features a positive story where
one generation of black women tries to teach another generation of black women, and tries to put them on a positive road to black womanhood that our sisters and grandmothers all learned all those many years ago. It's a great story that will really show you a positive picture of black womanhood and also show you the importance of the role of the black father. And if you also want to pick up some other positive stories featuring black women, you can pick up my books in the ISIS series and the Esteem series, and you can also pick up the books in the Spinsterella trilogy. All of those books feature positive, strong images of black women, and all of those books feature inspiring, uplifting stories of black women that will show you a road to being a good sister in a healthy relationship and having a much better life than what your Meghan Thee Stallion presents in media. And if you want to see me make more videos and positive stories, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Esteem: The Sands of Time. It's action and adventure in ancient Egypt in this terrific teen time travel romance. Get your copy of Esteem: The Sands of Time at your favorite online bookseller today.